So in the last few days, a new situation has been brought to my attention of a YouTuber that I actually have watched for a few years on and off, mind you, where last year he had been in communication with his lawyer to strike down one of ChudLogic's videos, where Chud had streamed his reaction and commentary to one of DarkViperAu's videos regarding Jacksfilms. However, if all of this had happened a year ago, why cover it? Well, that's because the DMCA only just recently came through, as throughout 2023, DarkViperAu's lawyer had been so incompetent that they had failed to file a DMCA in the first place, not correctly filling out the form. So the lawyer was frustratingly having to go backwards and forwards with the automated YouTube response team for what seems like an entire year because they lacked the intelligence to fill out a form correctly. However, upon correctly filling out the form, YouTube had committed the ultimate sin, the biggest troll to DarkViper's ego, when they went against his wishes and sent the corresponding notice to Chud, mainly because they need to notify that DarkViper has filed a DMCA against him. We also stipulate that this correspondence not be shared in part or in full with ChudLogic and must be kept confidential. We believe it is highly likely that ChudLogic will use copies of any correspondence to create further content on his channel that may be either A, defamatory in nature, or B, will lead to further infringement of our client's work. Each outcome would be the detriment to our client. We note that the takedown correspondence between our client and YouTube with respect to the first infringing work was subsequently used by ChudLogic to create further offensive content, which included copies of the takedown correspondence and reference to our client being a copyright abuser, which may give rise to an action in defamation. On this point, we refer to the following videos for your reference only. Number 1, XXX. Should YouTube breach the confidential nature of this correspondence, our client reserves all rights he may have at law or in equity to take appropriate legal action against both YouTube and ChudLogic. From this, we can see that this wasn't about infringing on his rights as a content creator, but because ChudLogic had created, quote, offensive content, and that he claimed that DarkViper is a, quote, copyright abuser, which is apparently on the grounds of being defamatory, even though DarkViperAu has a history of misunderstanding the concept of reaction content or reaction commentary. All of this has made me feel very interested in looking at DarkViper's history and going through his achievements and controversial past. So consider this video as a teaser for that. ChudLogic is a commentary YouTuber who live streams his reactions and commentary on topics circulating around the internet. Most notable of this would be internet drama. These can be seen in reacting and responding to a video, public statements, among other things. DarkViper is a speedrunner turned commentator who could also be seen to make challenge videos in the GTA genre. However, he is more commonly known for his extreme stance on reaction content and his disdain for it, where he calls all reaction content, despite of the many subgenres being transformative, reuploads of the original work, which is a delusion if I've ever seen one. See, for something to be transformative, it needs to add something to the original work, something that wasn't present before, something that changes the content, so it's not a direct copy or substitute for the original work. In ChudLogic's case, he provides his own commentary on the videos he reviews, so that would fall under the term fair use, providing more content than the original works of the author. For example, if he was to provide commentary over one of my videos, and let's say the video was 10 minutes long, and then his stream came up to about 45 minutes long, then that would mean he provided 35 minutes of commentary over my 10-minute video, which wouldn't be a substitute for my original content. A common argument used by DarkViper is that simply pausing a video doesn't make it transformative, which is correct. However, pausing the video then providing additional content in the form of commentary does make it transformative, which he doesn't bring context to, which serves to be very disingenuous. This is mainly due to the belief anyone viewing that reaction wouldn't go to the original content creator and rewatch the same video, despite many who watch reaction content are looking for those who will validate how they feel about a specific topic or video they ask them to react to, which all serves the YouTube ecosystem that we all work off of each other's works, which in turn helps others to grow like a non-official collaboration. Reaction content, much like commentary content, often does help the ecosystem to thrive on not just YouTube, but Twitch as well, as it provides awareness to content that viewers may not be aware of, kind of like a teaser to that person's channel or style of content, if you will. The viewer sees the reaction, and then based off of their own interest or curiosity in that video, after watching someone react to it, may go and subscribe to the channel, or even go to watch more videos on that specific channel. The heart of the problem for DarkViper's understanding of what transformative is, or what fair use equates to, is the effort that went into making the video in question, the length of time it took to create the content versus how long it took for the original content to be made. And he uses these two arguments as staple points, which these two arguments are the worst weapons to be defending your views with. So if one was to respond to Viper in a video that took them an hour to create versus his video that took him 5 hours to create, that would mean that their video wouldn't equate to fair use in his eyes, which is disingenuous. However, I could then argue that for the 5-hour span that he took to create one video that I reacted to, he could have written the script in the first 15 minutes, recorded his commentary or performance in the span of 20 minutes, and then taken a lengthy break, leaving him with only 25 minutes to edit the short video, which would equal to 1 hour's worth of work. The same as my video, reacting to his video. He also claims that reaction content takes no skill. However, I argue that live reaction commentary would take more skill than someone scripting a video, recording a commentary, then editing it all into a nice neat package, mainly due to having to think on their feet, coming up with good arguments and counter arguments as they go, all the while being entertaining for the audience to watch, rather than someone who can take their time to articulate their points and the luxury of scripting, recording, and editing their videos. See, I would have thought a fellow speedrunner would be able to understand that, as my argument here can be compared to the concept between segmented and single segment speedruns. While segmented runners can take as many tries as they like to get what they perceive to be the perfect time for each level of a game, single segment runners have to go through the entire game normally without a break, and if they mess up at least once and lose their place, especially on a world record attempt, then they would have to reset their run, forcing them to think on their feet effectively and quickly, which equates to skill. Going back to ChudLogic, his streams would fall under fair use, despite if the viewers don't check out the original work shown in his coverage. However, Chud also makes the viewer aware of what he is about to review, and who the original author of the content is, which is seen to be given context and credit. However, as previously mentioned, this all seems to be out of spite towards ChudLogic because of his outspoken personality, which can be seen in DarkViper's history of controversies that he does in fact possess a fragile ego, especially on the topic of the 14 pages document of why he believes reaction commentary is a grift, even though it doesn't equate to grifting someone or even fraudulent intentions. However, as I said before, consider this as a teaser for what is to come. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this topic. Oh, and another thing, ChudLogic has also asked me for permission to react to my videos in the past, just in case anyone wants to say about asking for permission. Even though on YouTube, you don't need permission to use someone else's works. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about all of this down below in the comments. A special thank you goes out to the PSEC members: Hammond, SithLord906, Killer1260v2, ArtGains, Stabber OP Sig, Aero Solano, and Bronze189. And the Legend members: Michael Boss, Hunter Biden's Laptop, and Afron2371. Your support helps me even more so, and if you are new here, then join the crew of the British Alliance today by hitting the subscribe button and ring in that notification bell for more updates, and I will see you all on the bridge. And be sure to leave having a good one.